Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, we are going to be talking about Scary Movie 6. I finally got to see it last night. I know I'm about a week late, but I have dodged all of the spoilers, and really anybody talking about this film, I have dodged them saying anything besides that this movie is trash. All of the people on Twitter being incredibly joyless, annoying, as they normally are. And I thought to myself, well, I'm going to go in and give it the old college try. I'm going to see it, and I'm going to see if I like it. And if I do, I'm going to scream it from the rooftops that these people are idiots and they're wrong as usual, because they always say to go see movies that are absolutely terrible, and they say that they're the best movies of all time. And I cannot believe that these people walk the earth. But I have to say, and I hate to say, that about Scary Movie 6, they were right. This movie is trash. And it's not, over the top, the worst thing that I've ever seen, War of the Worlds, Eddington-style movie. But it was just so annoying in all of the areas that it possibly could be annoying. They kept going back and referencing the first one because I guess this is the first scary movie in quite a long time. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I fell off the franchise after, I think, 3. This was something that I watched when I was a kid. I thought that it was very funny. I still think the first one is really, really good. And I just watched The Usual Suspects the other night. And sure enough, the reveal at the end of Scary Movie 1, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, is Doofy walking away and his leg straightens out and he turns into like this super cool guy. And it's like, oh, Doofy, this really stupid fake cop guy who's been walking around like an idiot the entire time was the killer. I just watched The Usual Suspects and put 2 and 2 together. That is a Usual Suspects reference. So we're going to be talking about that movie as well here soon, but I do want to rewatch that. Talking about the first movie a lot, I did appreciate a lot of the references, but some of the things just stayed around for too long. For instance, Doofy himself, the grown-ass actor is, playing Doofy, acting dumb, and I'm thinking to myself, wait, didn't this guy kill isn't he like a serial killer that's like not actually really stupid, but yet he is in this one? He was in for way too long. I thought even Shorty, because in the first one, Shorty is not really like a main character. Like, yes, he is a part of the group that all of the crazy shit happens to, but he's kind of like, involved in about, I would say, like half of the really good scenes in like the really long scenes in that movie. But he's involved in like every scene in this movie. Also, I thought it was way too meta. They kept referencing the fact that they were making a movie. They were breaking the fourth wall like every other line, it felt like, for a couple of hours. So that was really starting to get under my nerves. Now, I will say, an hour and a half runtime, that's not bad. And I wanted to say that this movie was fun, that yes, it's not great, but it's obviously, not supposed to be great. It's a stupid movie. It's supposed to be just like a really fun movie. But it really just didn't even feel fun. And I think the main issue that I had with it was that it didn't have much of a plot. Like, there felt like there was nothing going on for this movie. Whereas, you watch a lot of these old comedy films and you at least have a plot of, okay, they're trying to catch the person and it's not really obvious to you who it is. And yeah, you might be able to figure it out if you're like really thinking about it. But if you're kind of just taking everything they're telling you at face value, it becomes like a fun whodunit thing that you can do for yourself. That wasn't even a thing in this movie. One of the daughters of Cindy, who's like the main character in the first one, is dating this guy who's like obviously alluding to the fact that he's the killer the entire time. And then at the very end of the movie, he's like, yeah, I actually am the killer. We tried to make it obvious so we could throw you off. But now you thought that you were being thrown off, so you changed your opinion to somebody else. It's just like, bro, no. If I'm just watching this movie, I'm just taking everything at face value. I'm thinking to myself, okay, if they're just overly alluding to the fact that you're the killer, then you probably just are the killer, and that's the joke, that they're alluding to it way too much. I'm not like going through this whole thing of a whodunit with Scary Movie 6 when you're not giving me any reason to go through that whodunit thing in my brain. So that was incredibly annoying. And then it turned out that there was like 18 different Scream Ghostface killer guys. and that it wasn't just the crazy boyfriend. That was just super annoying. There were a couple of people that stood out and they had some funny lines. But to be honest with you, as I was trying to rack my brain to think about all the things that I liked about this movie, because me and my girlfriend had a debrief as we do coming out of it on the way home, we were just thinking, we can't even think of some of the really funny lines, because yes, there were like 3 or 4 times where I thought, wow, that was a really funny line. What a great way to cover a topic like that. That was hilarious. But then it just like immediately got overshadowed by like 30 jokes that were just dog shit, ruining everything else and just kind of setting you up to be disappointed. There were a lot of times where I exhaled out of my nose, and I'll be honest with you guys, our theater had about 40 people in it, and I did not have a laugh out loud moment throughout the entire movie. It was just really like, a lot of the times it was people whispering and explaining jokes. That's what I heard a few different times to their significant others, likely, and letting them know, why this thing that they didn't laugh at should be funny. Also, a couple of cameos in it. I thought Shaq was really funny. Obviously, seeing Shaq in anything, he's just a funny guy to see. That's not a big problem. But then we had Kai Cenat in this, for like, I guess like 10 minutes, which he was not in it for long. And I really do appreciate them not like beating you over the head with this whole Kai Cenat thing. But it was kind of annoying to see somebody like him playing a streamer in the movie. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to add this streamer guy in, and we know you don't want to see him as an actor, so he'll just play himself. It's like, okay, cool. Now he's just like an annoying streamer that I don't like and that nobody likes besides his viewers. So you're kind of cutting out everybody else that just doesn't like him and that thinks he's annoying, which if, you look at the broad scope of the population, is everybody besides people that watch his shit. So it was just a little bit confusing to me. Now, they did kill him, thankfully, and they also did kill Shaq, and I think it, kind of was apparent to me as a viewer, and this is not something that you want to see as a viewer, that people were just being like, yo, put me in your movie and kill me, bro. It would be so awesome, dude. If you just put me in the movie for like 15 minutes, nah, I don't know how to act, and I'm a dog shit actor, and I can just basically play myself and do zero effort at all. But then you can kill me, bro. It'll be super funny. It's like, bro, go fuck yourself, okay? I like movies, and I like funny shit, and I like funny movies, bro. That was not that funny to me, okay? I did not find it that funny. Now, it was satisfying when they cut your head off because you're annoying, and if that was what you were going for, then hip, hip, hooray. But I feel like it's just like sort of an ego thing with, these people that are streaming and stuff like that. I would rate this movie about a 5.2 on a scale out of 10, and that's really just because it's a part of the Scary Movie franchise, so you can go back and you can watch it, and you can be like, oh, yeah, this is where it got really, really shitty. Now, I've heard people say that the 5th one is really shitty, and I think that they've said that the 4th one is good. I'm not sure. I need to watch 4 and 5 to absolutely, to say that for an absolute fact. But I do know that the 1st and the 2nd ones hold a special place in my heart. They always will. They'll always be that classic level of comedy, where every boundary was being pushed in a way where it didn't feel too overly edgy. And that's the last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with. I feel like every comedy movie that's coming out right now is like, no, we're going to push the boundaries insane to show you guys that woke is dead, bro. This shit's fucking awesome. Everything's bad. You can say whatever words you want. All this shit. Yeah, we all fucking know. We all know it's been back. Everything's back to normal. You can say the things that you want. You can joke about the things that you want to joke about. So why are the movies still not funny? It really seems like everybody's using that for a cover because they don't know how to make a funny movie anymore. Can somebody please sit down and make a good plot that has a really, really funny undertone, that doesn't give you jokes every single line like we're watching some stupid sitcom movie? Can someone just make an early 2000s comedy movie classic. It doesn't, and I love, it doesn't have to be something super old like The Naked Gun. I love the Naked Gun reboot with Liam Neeson. It was so good. Me and my girlfriend just rewatched it over the weekend. If you haven't seen my video for that, go check it out. It's on the channel. But I want something that is like the golden era, like the Tropic Thunder, the Dodgeball, the Wedding Crashers. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Why can we not get things like that back anymore? It's not because woke has ruined anything. There's no writer's strike. AI hasn't taken anything away from these people yet. So why can this not happen? It makes me frustrated from somebody who grew up. I was born at the very tail end of 1999. I grew up watching all of these movies as a kid. Once I got to be older, I got to rediscover a bunch of things like this. And I'm fucking tired of it not being possible anymore for a low-budget movie to be made with a good script and a good plot that makes people fucking laugh throughout the majority of it, but actually has serious moments. I don't know why that's so hard to grasp. Anyways, this gameplay ends with me playing a bunch of blackjack. I don't know why. I thought that would be funny to play blackjack in San Andreas. If you like this video, please like it. If you want to come back and hear me rant again, please subscribe and take me out of this hellish reality that I live in every day. Save me, young subscriber, young or old subscriber. All right, that's about it. I really don't know what else to say. I was pretty much very let down by this, and I can't wait to hopefully see something really funny coming up soon. Man, I am so excited to see The Odyssey. I know that's going to be amazing, but in terms of comedy, I just don't know if we're ever going to get back to that golden era, and that makes me sad. All right, you should be sad too. I'm leaving you with existential dread now. Is that what I should be doing? Okay, bye-bye now.